What's going on, everybody? This is your WOF Tropical Outlook and Discussion for Sunday, June 18th, 2023. And before we get into today's video, I hope everyone is doing well, remaining positive, and as always, staying blessed. All right, you guys, this morning in this video, we're going to take a look here at Invest 92L, which now has an 80% chance of development within the next 2 days and a 90% chance of development within the next 7 days, you guys. So it is just about almost a given that this system will go ahead and likely become a tropical depression, then become Tropical Storm Brett here as we head into next week, you guys. I also know that you guys probably see this tropical wave here that's also behind this system. We will definitely keep a watch on this one as well, as some of the models do try to do something with this wave. But as of right now, we're going to take it one wave, one storm at a time, you guys, and we're going to focus on 92L since that is the one that is designated by the National Hurricane Center. And what we're about to do now, you guys, is look at the not the water vapor imagery, you guys. Look at the visible imagery. You can see we do have the spin here is not very much pronounced. It's not that well organized, but we do have a broad area of low pressure spinning here. So that's something you need for this to get going, you guys. And as we take a look here, all right, let's get it. Hold on, you guys. Let me get up onto it. All right, you guys, we take a look here at the visible and IR imagery at the same time. And as this load for me real quick, you guys. All right, you guys, and as you can see with the IR and visible together, you can also see the thunderstorms and the convection also a little better. And as you can see, it's not as organized here, but we do have a spin. So you guys, just imagine if we had this low pressure spinning here with this solid convection sitting on top of it, you guys, we are more than likely probably already have a tropical depression, you guys, but we do have to get more thunderstorms here around this low pressure center here on Invest 92L, you guys. And I will put the best track on here so you can see the evolution of it has mainly been towards the west here. And as I said in yesterday's video, you guys, the longer this system takes to develop, the further west it will go. The quicker it starts to develop and ramp up and strengthen, the sooner it will find a weakness and probably most likely head on out to sea in the middle of the tropical Atlantic, you guys. And I will show you guys that with the forecast models, as you can see here, with the latest spaghetti plots of the forecast models, you can see the GFS, more of the stronger camp here, you guys, has it developing quicker, which as you can see turns it further to the north, you guys. But a lot of the other models, the European, the Canadian, which I'm about to show you all this in a second, you guys, they have the system heading more to the west, not strengthening as quickly as the GFS. So they have it heading more towards the west and approaching the Leeward Islands here, basically having it going through the islands as a tropical storm, you guys. So we will definitely keep an eye and update on this. And before we go to courtesy of Tropical Tippets and look at their models, you guys, I want to pull up the water vapor imagery here so I can show you guys the system on water vapor. We're going to take the best track off, you guys. And as you can see here, here's the Atlantic ridge out here across the tropical, central tropical Atlantic here, you guys. This is very dry air. But as you can see, our system do have some dry air out ahead of it, but it is in its own little moisture pocket right now. So that dry air is not an issue at the moment, you guys. So that will not have any hindrance on the development of this system, you guys. Now, we're going to go back real quick, put it back on the IR. All right, you guys. Now, courtesy of Tropical Tippets, as I was just saying, you guys, if this system takes long to develop here, the longer it takes to develop, the further west it will go and possibly threaten some of the Northeast Caribbean islands here, the Leeward Islands. If this system strengthens rapidly, as the GFS is suggesting, this is going to most likely head on out to sea here, you guys. Courtesy of Tropical Tippets here, you guys, this is the latest GFS run. Here's our system down here. As you can see, as I showed you guys on water vapor, high pressure to the north of the system. As we continue this out, you guys, we're going to go as far as 7 days since that's the National Hurricane Center's outlook, you guys. And as you can see, we head on Tuesday morning, you guys. The GFS already has a solid tropical storm here underneath a south ridge. So all it could do is go towards the west, west, northwest in this type of flow, you guys. As we head into Wednesday, on Thursday morning, you guys, you can see we have a trough over the northern Atlantic, pushes on off to the east here, which definitely moves our Atlantic ridge here, our Atlantic tropical ridge off to the east. And that is creating the alleyway here for the system to turn to the north. As you can see here, the GFS, by the time we get to Friday on June 23rd, the system is just about due east of the Leeward Islands here. But as you can see, the GFS starts to turn this up towards the north by Friday, Saturday. And as we head into 7 days, you can see here the system is across parts of the central Atlantic here, you guys, heading on out north and on out to sea. Now, you guys, as we go on towards the European model, the European has a different type of solution, you guys. As you can see here, the latest European has the system down here under a stout ridge of high pressure across the tropical Atlantic, across the Atlantic, you guys. As we head this on out to about Tuesday morning, you guys, you can see as the GFS, they agree as far as this part. We have a stout ridge here. We have the system south of that ridge moving on, trucking along to the west northwest, you guys. Now, the difference between the GFS and the European as we keep this going here, you guys, as you can see, by the time we get to Wednesday morning, the European is strengthening the system. It is possibly a strong tropical storm at this point in time, but you can see the high pressure is still in control on top of this system. As we move on to Thursday morning, you guys, on the European, you can see our tropical ridge has moved on, has been shifted to the east, but as you can see, it still extends out like this here on the European, you guys. So that's why the system is still chugging along to the west northwest. And also another thing, is not as strong as the GFS has it at this point as well. So it's not really feeling that weakness like it is on the GFS. As we continue this out, you can see between Thursday and Friday, the European basically holds this steady here as the GFS continued to strengthen it. So the GFS, by continuing to strengthen the storm, it continued to felt that weakness here that was across parts of the northern Atlantic. The European has the system at a steady tropical storm state. So as this trough lifts on out of the North Atlantic, high pressure builds back in. The system gets caught under that ridge, continuing to head on towards the Northeast Caribbean islands, you guys. And as you can see, we continue on into Friday, Saturday morning, you guys. The European has a tropical storm, probably a weak to moderate tropical storm making landfall across parts of the northern Leeward Islands here with high pressure on top of the system. We head on to about 7 days, you guys. As you can see here, the system continues to move on into the extreme Northeast Caribbean and starts to weaken here on the European, you guys. And usually around this time of the year, early in the season, the Eastern Caribbean is usually a graveyard for tropical systems due to the strong easterly trade winds that we have coming through the Eastern Caribbean during this time of the year, you guys. So if a storm is not really truly all the way established, you guys, it really has a tough time once it enters the Eastern Caribbean. Until it gets to about the Central Caribbean and Western Caribbean is when it will have a chance to rejuvenate itself, you guys. Not saying that this one will make it that far, but you guys, as you can see, the camps from the GFS having it going, the GFS in 7 days having it all the way up here across parts of the central Atlantic, and the European has it down here. That is a big spread difference, you guys. But tracking these storms for years, if you know any better, you guys, all you have to do is just split the difference, split it down the middle, and that's more than likely what we're probably going to get out of this system as far as the track goes. But we will continue to keep an eye on this as the Caribbean islands, the northern Caribbean islands, Leeward Islands could definitely have some impacts with this system. You guys, I want to show you the low level vorticity with the European as well, you guys. We continue this out to Tuesday morning. You can see here, you guys, a nice low level vortice here. This is definitely a tropical storm here, at least a tropical depression, but if not, more than likely a tropical storm. You can see the second wave also behind it here on the European, you guys. And as we continue this on out, we get to Wednesday morning, high pressure still on top of this system. Look at the low level vorticity. It continues to tighten up and strengthen here, you guys. As we continue on into Thursday, you can see it's still a tight little circulation. So we still have a nice little bona fide tropical storm here, possibly a hurricane at this time, you guys. Excuse that error message. Possibly a hurricane here, you guys, heading on in towards the islands here. And as you can see, you guys, we get to about Saturday afternoon. The European has it right on top, but as you can see, the definition of the vortice starts to weaken. We take a look at the upper air pattern, you guys, the shear for this system. When you get to these colors here, the colors like the greens, then you start to get to the dark reds, that indicates strong shear. Light shear is when you get the white colors and some of the light blues, you guys. But once you start to get into some of this medium and dark blues, going into the other colors, that's high shear. As you can see, you guys, the environment is pretty favorable as of right now for this system. And as we continue this on into Tuesday morning, you guys, you can see here, not a lot of wind shear. Wind shear is pretty good. You can see there's kind of a nice upper high over this system, you guys. So no kind of shear going on. Look at this, you guys. The shear continues to be very favorable with this system as we continue to move it on towards Thursday morning. This is Thursday morning, you guys, 992 millibars. Look here, no shear really around to really kill this system off at that particular point in time. As we get towards Friday morning, you guys, now I'm going to show you why the European starts to weaken this as it heads towards the Caribbean islands. You can see here we have high pressure that's going to be across parts of the western and southwest Caribbean here. You can see with the flow around that high, look at the arrows here that flow. That is shear coming down. And then look, we're going to also have possibly a little trough here across parts of the northern Leeward Islands, you guys, that's going to be inducing some shear on this system as we head towards Friday morning on June 23rd. As we head towards Saturday, you guys, you can see the shear starts to increase here. Look at the shear increasing, you guys, with this trough that possibly starts to dig here across parts of the Eastern Caribbean, you guys, which is why the European starts to weaken this system as we head towards the 7-day time frame, you guys, right up in here. So this system may have to deal with some type of shear if it does take the southern route, you guys, and head towards the Northeast Caribbean. We're going to take a quick look at the Canadian model real quick, you guys. And as you can see, the system down here quickly moving west to west northwestward under this ridge here. The Canadian keeps the system fairly weak here. Probably a weak to moderate tropical storm at most as it traverses the tropical Atlantic, which is why it does not turn to the north like the GFS has it, because the GFS has a much stronger system. The Canadian is like the European, has a much weaker system, you guys, heading towards the Northeast Caribbean islands. And as we head this on out to 7 days, which the Canadian is very fast, you guys, because the Canadian has this at the islands. This right here is Thursday evening. So this is a very fast model, you guys. I'm not sure the system will be moving this quickly, but continue it on out to 7 days. You can see by Friday afternoon, it's south of Puerto Rico here on the Canadian. By the time we get to Saturday morning, it's just south of the Dominican Republic here. Heading on over, by the time we get to 7 days, whatever's remaining left of it on the Canadian model here is just at the tip of Haiti here, and Jamaica is right there, you guys. So it'll be heading towards the Central Caribbean according to the Canadian model, you guys. So this is going to be something we're definitely going to keep an eye on, you guys. So if you haven't done so already, be sure to share, like, and subscribe so everyone to stay up to date and weather aware as the National Hurricane Center pushes out these updates. I do have them here on my shorts and community section, so you guys will never miss updates when it comes to these tropical systems here out in the Atlantic, you guys. And as you can see, one more time, the spaghetti model plots do show you guys we have two split camps. This is more like your GFS camp going up to the north, your Canadian, European camp here coming to the south here, impacting the Caribbean islands, you guys. And you also, you guys, the water temperatures. I do have the water temperatures up here. You can see waters are well warm enough into the 80s. So water temperatures are not an issue for this system, you guys. That's Invest 92L. If we go on, you guys, we still have Invest 90E here in parts of the Eastern Pacific here, you guys. This system has, let me see, it's a low chance, you guys, but let me check here real quick. All right. Yes, you guys. This has a 20% chance of development during the next 7 days, you guys. So not really much. It may briefly try to become a tropical depression, you guys, but it only has until the beginning of next week before conditions become unfavorable for this to go ahead and develop, you guys. So that's going to be it for this one, you guys. This was really a quick tropical update I want to bring to you guys on Invest 92L. Quickly before I go, I do want to show you guys that, yes, severe, it's just a rinse and repeat all over again, you guys, when it comes to the severe weather here across the US, you guys. But I want to quickly take all of this off real quick. All right, hold up, you guys. Coming real quick. I'm going to show you all the water vapor imagery across the US. All right, you guys. And as you can see, take the satellite off. All right, you guys, convective outlook day one, you guys. As you can see, we will have an enhanced risk here across the lower Mississippi Valley, northern Louisiana, northeast Louisiana, southeast Arkansas, just about much of central southern parts of northern Mississippi, central southern Alabama, getting on into parts of the Florida Panhandle, you guys. An enhanced risk of severe weather will be on the cards again as we have this upper level system moving out of Kansas into Missouri here. And as this continues to move on towards the east during the day and with daytime heating, it's going to trigger these severe storms yet again across the south, you guys. So even with these storms, as the severe thunderstorm watches and heavy rainfall advisories come out, you guys, I have them posted here right on my shorts and community sections, so you guys can stay up to date and weather aware as well when the Storm Prediction Center comes out with the severe weather watches and heavy rainfall advisories. So that's going to be it for this one, you guys. Everyone be safe, be careful. This is another look on the water vapor imagery of Invest 92L. And I will talk to you guys in the next one.